Good morning. Welcome to First Church of Religious Science here in New York City. Welcome from wherever you are, wherever you're viewing us in this vast, beautiful world of ours. Welcome to our Sunday morning gathering. This has long been a place where hearts meet, and spirits lift, and minds expand. It's a virtual space. It's also a hybrid meeting space. So we have a studio here. If you'd like to join us on any given Sunday, let us know. Most of you are still signing in, so I'm giving you a moment. I'm stalling for a second for people to sign in, and our technicians are doing that as quickly as you come in. So I want to give you a heartfelt welcome, and that's to everybody on the call. Also, it's to everyone on Facebook, X, Insta, and what's the other one? YouTube, of course. It's wonderful to see all the familiar faces popping up on the screen. One by one, and wow, what a great community we have built together around our life-changing teaching. I first want to say we're deeply grateful for your presence here today, for choosing to spend this time with us, this time to grow, this time to share, and to be in fellowship with one another. Your participation, along with your practice, practicing the teaching, is what makes this space so special. Our teaching has always been special. But when we get a group of people together and we're all attempting to do the same thing, something really magical happens. So thank you, thank you. And as I said before, to our extended family who are not watching us right now, but usually watch us the same day or the next few days, that would be X, Insta, Facebook, YouTube. Welcome to you also. And then all of you, I think I've already said it, but if you like a particular lesson, and some of the lessons, are chock full of information, they're always available. You can go to YouTube or Instagram, YouTube or probably Facebook would be the best place to watch the rebroadcast. So here we are. I'm feeling the vibrant energy that you're sending our way. It transcends the boundaries of our digital connection. I can feel this energy here with us now. All of your engagement, we get all your messages, and then after every talk and lesson, there's personal sharing, and that's really become an extraordinary part of our service. We hear your demonstrations. We're here to cheer you on. Your testimonials, your demonstrations really are encouraging a lot of people. Plus, they're showing us that you're working the teaching. So thank you for all of that. We are all one. We're connected in this global community, united again in spirit and with purpose. Today, as we gather in our sanctuary, our virtual sanctuary, we're going to be honoring all the good students that have come before, in particular Raymond Charles Barker, who was the founding minister. He and Ernest Holmes, their teachings continue to guide us. And then Louise was a student here, learning the same materials that we teach. She was a practitioner, then she became a minister. She learned the affirmative life. She called it the positive approach, but she did it here. So we have a rich heritage, and we come together at least 3 times a week, sometimes more often, to explore, to heal, and to soar together. We soar by practicing the teachings and being uplifted by the wisdom of new thought and the transformative power of love. This week, I want to remind you or invite you to join us for our Creative Living series hosted by Jimmy, who's a practitioner here at the center, and that's Wednesday at 7. And then I have been conducting and facilitating the Louise class for many, many years, and that's at 7 o'clock too. We use the same Zoom details to get into any of our broadcasts. I'd like to say, if you haven't already, please, by private message in the chat, you'll see a CSL. You'll see a CSL there. Send your contact information to that entry, to that identity. That's Jimmy, by the way, or it's the church itself. And if we have your contact information, we can make sure that you're always included in everything we do. Most weeks we send out a spiritual e-letter, usually chock full with gems, treatments, affirmative prayers, and always you'll have the links and the invites to whatever we do. So make sure that you do that in the private message. It's not wise to put all your personal information in the chat, but you can send that to us at the CSL. You'll see it CSL in the chat. So you're all invited to everything we do. If anyone feels to support the center financially, that's completely optional. We don't ask for any donation there's no dues or anything like that. So in the chat, you'll see support options. So it wouldn't matter if it's $1, if it's $10 or $1,000, whatever somebody wants to do, it's a love offering to us, and we're grateful to receive. And all of it is important. The way it was explained to me many, many, many years ago is that my gift blesses me, and it blesses the church and the work that the church is doing. So I'll leave it there. Do what you can. Do what you want to do. Raymond Charles Barker, our founding pastor, said, "I have a rich father," and he was always saying that around collection time, saying that he knows that we're supplied and supported, and we do too. So that's completely optional if anybody wants to do anything. So enough on that subject. Let's get into today's lesson. I don't know how you found us. Some of you are new, and you'll say the same thing. You'll say, "How did I find you?" Or, "How did you find us?" Typically, somebody's liked something on Instagram, Facebook, or one of the programs, and from that, we'll see that you've liked us, and then we'll send an invite of some kind. So you're welcome always. Again, Sunday mornings, 10:45. Wednesday and Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. I want to welcome again to anybody who's new for the first time. Stay with us. There's time for personal sharing afterwards if you'd like. You're never required to share, but it's always wonderful to hear from people who just say, "Hi, I'm from Saratoga," or "I'm from wherever you're from." So, lastly, Jimmy and I have gotten so many messages, letters. We get a few checks from all of you, and we do our best to say thank you to everybody in person. But thank you. If you've been missed, thank you again. So let's start today's lesson with open hearts, eager minds, ready to embrace the insights and revelations that await us from this lesson. Together, we're starting on this journey of discovery, buoyed by the collective energy from all of you that are in this incredible community. Welcome, one and all, to this beautiful Sunday morning. Let's make this a day to remember, full of inspiration, connection always, right? And love. So, again, there's a whole lot of other people who signed in since I started. Welcome to you all. We've gathered here not to share space, but to embark on a journey together. Our session today is aptly titled, "Seen in the Dark." Now, you might say, what is that all about? Why are they naming this "Seen in the Dark"? You see, life has a peculiar habit of handing us sunglasses when we're craving sunlight and leaving us with a dimly lit candle when we're navigating the vastness of night. But isn't there a beauty in all that too? The beauty of discovering our own inner light that shines brightest when night falls. When it's the darkest, our inner light shines. Many of us, and I'm including myself in this, of course, go through life wearing these metaphorical rather, glasses. Sometimes they're tinted, sometimes they're dark. We view the world through lenses shaped by years and years of experiences, programming, teachings, and let's be honest, a fair share of preconceptions and biases. So that's the training we talk about all the time, when we're children and through our early school years. So most of us, again, including myself, we go through life wearing these things that they're there in such a way we don't really see life as it is. We view the world through these lenses, and these are our biases, our prejudices, and all of that. So it's like trying to read the fine print on a contract without your reading glasses. Everything seems distorted a little bit. So if you're turning in today, in other words, we have these preconceptions, all these notions that have been taught to us since the time we're kids. So it's like trying to read and we don't have really clear vision. Our vision seems a little bit distorted. So if you're turning in today, I want to first acknowledge how remarkable life is that you've got here. It means that your inner spirit, your compass, has somehow guided you here. There's no coincidences. If you're in a call like this, it didn't happen by accident. In a universe with no accidents, your presence here is a testament to your seeking spirit. It's a testament for your desire to grow and your hunger for light, your desire to expand. So all this leads us not just anywhere but towards enlightenment and empowerment. All of us are on some level longing for more. So let's take a moment to give ourselves a round of applause, at least be quiet and acknowledge ourselves. You might say, I love, accept, and approve of myself exactly as I am. Each of us had been on a path and has brought us this far. And we've been successful. So let's acknowledge ourselves for being here. You could pat yourself on the back, or even give yourself a silent nod of acknowledgement. I always use Louise, hey, I love, accept, and approve of you exactly as you are. So you've navigated through a lot to get here. You've sidestepped obstacles that have been thrown your way, and here you are. Here, you found yourself here with us in a metaphysical center in New York, first church no less, and you're ready to explore the spiritual pathway that awaits, and that's really spectacular. So let's dive into the heart of today's lesson, seeing in the dark. And as we think about the idea of seeing in the dark, it isn't about finding your way in the absence of light. It's about understanding that sometimes the darkness itself is a canvas and we hold the brush. Let's affirm together. In the darkness, I find the canvas of my spirit, ready to paint with the colors of my inner light. I'll say that again because there's a little noise in the room. In the darkness, I find the canvas of my spirit, ready to paint with the colors of my inner light. Remember, we are perpetual students of life. We're all here, we're all spirit, we're one with the one, and we're all here evolving, growing. We're perpetual students of life. A wonderful teacher once told me that we learn as much from our fellow travelers as we do from the lessons themselves. So everything is a divine encounter, and everyone in that sense is a teacher to one another. People come and go in our lives, but they're all there. Every encounter is a holy encounter, is the way it was expressed to me. We might be writing the scripts, and people come in and they leave and all of that, but everyone's playing a part. Everybody, all our fellow travelers are here. We interact with them, and we learn lessons. Life is an unending classroom. We're all in it together. We're all expanding and growing. Everybody's in a different place. And we're all evoluting along, and every encounter, again, is a holy encounter. And what we learn in religious science is that we live, we move, we have our being in this divine substance. When I was younger, I was thinking of what was boring, and this was boring. And as you get a little bit older and you start to realize, my God, it's all divine activity. So if someone's bored, that's really a word that would suggest they're not paying attention to the vibrant spiritual dance of the universe. It's operating in them, through them, all around them. Imagine for a moment, if you will, that everything in the universe is infused with this spiritual activity. From the chair you're sitting on today or the sofa to the air you're breathing, it's all spiritual activity. Everything you can think of is alive with spirit, pulsating with energy. There's an aliveness in everything. So please let that sink in. I live, I move, I have my being, and anything I'm looking at, if I'm by the shore today or if I'm in my living room, I look around, wherever I am, whatever I'm looking at is filled with spiritual activity. Everything in life that you can view is a symphony of spirit. You can be in your apartment, you can be in your house, you can be outside, and all you're looking at is God activity. And each of us are part of it. That's the thing that's astonishing. And the thing is, we're awake in it. See, you're awake in God right now. You could say, I am one with the one. I'm looking at myself and I'm knowing I'm a spiritual being, having a spiritual experience. And everything I see is God activity or God in action. So all of this you can think of as this magnificent symphony of spirit, and that we are part of it. And the thing that's really astonishing for me is to realize it responds to us. See, I might be able to understood that everything is God, but now I'm starting to understand we wake up and we realize that we are individualizations of it, and that it says yes to us. It responds to our thinking. It responds affirmatively to us. What the mind can see and believe, it will achieve. So life is here responding to us. Our thoughts are things, our consciousness is being outpictured in the world all the time. So here's a little story from my own journey. Back in the late 80s, while I was, a lot of my friends were dealing with AIDS, that's for sure, and I began volunteering, helping, then working, counseling in different organizations. And then I wound up facilitating a Louise Hay class when her book first came out. And I remember in this organization, I think his name was Henry, I had a conversation that shifted my perspective very dramatically. He was a file clerk there, he's a bit of an administrator, and he showed me one day even a pencil, a simple pencil, like an inanimate object has life in it. And it happened one afternoon where I was trying to do, it dropped behind the desk. And I said, it's just a pencil, don't worry about it. And see, I was always kind of like high strung and working on all my projects. And he was a wise older guy, and he said to me something astonishing that day. He said, Greg, that pencil is just as alive as you are. And I looked at him, I thought, what is wrong? Crazy old person. But when he said it, I realized something. Just like that, my worldview changed. We live in this divine substance. We live in it, we move in it, we have our being in it. Everything's alive. It isn't just me and you. It's the whole universe is alive. We're surrounded by life in every kind of form. And life is teaching us and reminding us all the time of the interconnectedness of everything. I had that lesson with another teacher once with the podium in front of me. He told me the same thing. You think that podium is so stationary, but that podium is pulsating with energy. The universe is alive. So those are lessons I needed to take in and think about over a lot of time. We will say in religious science, there's not a spot where God is not. We'll say it's a presence. It's never an absence. So you think about those things and you bring them into your conscious. There's not a spot where this creative energy, this divine, this source, whatever name you want to call it, is not. We move in it, we live in it, we have our being in it, and it's all there. It's all God. Now, some people don't like the word God. Call it something else. Call it spirit, call it source energy, call it higher power. But we live in it, we move in it, and it's in everything all the time. From the innermost particle, subatomic particle, to the furthest imaginable spot in space. It's there, equally present. So we find ourselves stumbling through the dark, thinking we know all that. Our vision is clouded by all the lenses and lessons and prejudices and things that we've learned through our life. And if you think about knowledge, we probably know a lot in some ways, but we just know just a little. So we find ourselves stumbling through the dark, our vision clouded, again, by the lenses we have accumulated. But what if I told you the real world, the true world, the essence of our existence is not the physical world that we're walking around in, the one that we touch. The real world is the spiritual one that we sense. It's the atmosphere that we sense, we feel, we connect with, we embody. We go out in the world and we're interacting with people, places, and things. We're reacting to a lot of things. But what if we learn to take the pause and we know that that's not reality? Reality is what's within you. Deep at the center of your being is an infinite well of love. That's where the reality is. That's the place where you can create. So we take this journey that we talk about often, without a distance, within, and we take that time and we listen. And we have an internal guidance system that's always wooing us, never stops. We can get real busy, try to drown it out, but it's always there. We can be like the prodigal child. We can go off and do a lot of crazy stuff. But eventually we wake up and realize it's there. So we turn to it, and through all the metaphors, and it turns to us, and we get restored. Because we do this thing, we forget for a while, maybe deliberately. But then ultimately we reconnect, and we remember. Our journey always is one of transformation, of seeking to become more of, to express more of it, a journey of self-mastery. We've all come here to be something great. We've come here to hitch our wagons to the stars. We're not here to play small. We're here to live our lives in freedom and have them be creative, and learning to live in appreciation and see the good, the God in everything. So as we talk about self-mastery, or aspiring to reach a place where we know deeply and unerringly that nothing and no one is against us, because it can't be. We're children of God, we're here, and we're born to express, and the lessons that have come in are here to build us up. They're not here to hurt us. Ralph Waldo Emerson, who you all know is a luminary in the realm of New Thought, he was a teacher to just about all of them. He understood this as well as anyone. His teachings reminded us that we're not just part of the universe. We are co-creators, shaping our experience with every thought, every action, and every breath. So the question would be, how do we elevate ourselves to this level of understanding? How do we align ourselves and our vision so that we see not with just our eyes, but how we can see with our senses and with our expansive spirits? First and foremost, I would say stay engaged. Because we have so much chatter in our minds, and we have so much negativity, and that's not just us, that's most of the world. So stay engaged in the conversation. Learn to take the daily pauses. Look to life. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. As you learn to slow it down and, realize that, I live, I move, I have my being in this divine activity, you can slow down time and you realize life is going to respond to you and what you're thinking. So as I think of Emerson, I would think, stay engaged. Do your spiritual practices every day. Meditate, affirmative prayer, take the positive approach that Louise Hay would say. Tuning in here 2 or 3 times a week is really amazing because we just spoon feed it to you, remind you how wonderful you are and the power that you possess. So that's really great. We don't even charge for being here. It's just let yourself come and be reminded. And then you'll say, well, I studied Louise Hay 30 years ago. And I'll say, yeah, we all did. I studied science and I'll say, yeah, we all did. But this is different. This is about for those of us who really want to stay awake. And we want to keep practicing it. We want to be active in our participation. So stay engaged. Let the curiosity that brought you here from the first time you came or the first time you started reading Louise Hay, let that curiosity stay with you. Let that curiosity be the flame that lights your path and keeps you on your path moving forward. Now, if something in these words or in any of our gatherings sparks something within you, which it usually does, nurture that flame. Please don't try to get approval from your families or people, places, and things. This is your inner journey, a journey again without a distance. So if you're here, I would suggest you're here because it's the right time. There's something in you that brought you here. And come back as often as you can, because our sole function here is to keep reminding you of who you are, the power you have, and to keep encouraging you to dive a little bit deeper. And let's explore together this vast, beautiful expanse of spiritual understanding together. Remember, our inspiration, like a candle in the wind, can flicker and fade, and it will completely go out if we don't protect it, if we don't feed it. And it's very easy to retreat from the light, to shy away from its warmth and guidance. But what if instead we chose to run toward the light and to bask in its glow, so to let it illuminate the truths that we seek? Here's an affirmation for us. I am drawn to the light with every step, guided by the flame of spiritual curiosity and the warmth of universal love. I'll repeat it. I'm drawn to the light with every step, guided by the flame of spiritual curiosity and the warmth of universal love. In this hour together, my hope for all of us is not just to see the light, but to realize that you're part of it. You are one with the light. How great is that? How sweet is that? So you are one with the one. Realize that you're part of it. You're one with it. That you, and you can allow yourself to be it, to become beacons of hope, beacons of understanding and light and love. The journey that we're all on is not about just personal enlightenment. It's about illuminating life itself, the path for others. And it's about sharing the light we find and spreading it as fast and as far and wide as we're able to. The truth is, everyone, we all have moments of doubt and uncertainty where the path ahead seems shrouded in darkness. But in the middle of all of this, here's a small reflection for us just and rest. When the shadows fall and the night covers all, think not of despair or of feeling small, for within each heart a light does dwell, brighter than the darkest, most powerful, and more powerful than any spell. This light we share, it's not just mine or thine, it's a beacon for all, through all it will shine. Through all time it will shine. A laugh, a smile, a gentle nod illuminates more paths than we've ever thought. But it's in these moments that our true strength, our inner light, is tested always and revealed. Every challenge, every obstacle is an opportunity to shine brighter, to prove that even in our darkest nights, our spirit, our light cannot be dimmed. As we navigate through the darkness, let's remember the power of our shared light, a force that unites and guides us toward a dawn that's ever bright. Remember, none of us are alone. We are inlets and outlets of this activity. We're connected, and we are surrounded by a community of fellow seekers. Each of us are a spark in the vast night sky, together forming a constellation of hope and understanding. I have an affirmation. Together, we illuminate the night, each of us a spark, together a constellation of hope and enlightenment. So let's carry forward these lessons we've learned from our amazing group, not just today, but every day, and not just in our minds, but in our hearts too. Let's be the light we seek. Let's be the change we desire. Let's be the love that we need. It always begins with us. And remember, no matter how dark the night, the dawn is always on the horizon, promising a new day, a new beginning, and a new opportunity for us to love and to shine. Thank you for being here today, for sharing our space in this gathering. It's always wonderful when we're together. Together, we're not just seeing in the dark, we're transforming it, one spark at a time. I have an affirmation. I'm a beacon of light in the darkness, transforming every shadow into a shimmer of hope and every challenge into an opportunity for growth. As we wind down our lesson, let's carry the light that we've discovered or that we've been reminded of today, and let's share it in the world. Let's be lifters. Let's lift people up. Let's lift ourselves up. And in every encounter, let it be a holy encounter. Let's not just navigate the darkness. Let's redefine the darkness with love, with understanding, and with the unwavering belief that within us lies the power to illuminate the darkest of the nights. And as we begin to draw today to a close, let's reflect on the profound truth that each one of us, every one of you, has the capacity to step out of the shadows and into the light. You all have tremendous gifts, just amazing gifts. You've come here to shine and to express, and I hope we keep encouraging you to do that. We're not mere spectators in the grand theater of life. We're more than that. We're writing the scripts. We're the directors, we're the authors, we're the lead actors in our own stages. Every word we speak, every thought we entertain, every stroke of the pen on the canvas of our lives, we possess the remarkable power to shape our reality through the law of mind. I'll repeat that sentence. We possess the remarkable power to shape our reality through the law of mind. Our life is being reflected. What I put out comes back. Recognizing that our words and thoughts are not just whispers in the wind, but all of them are powerful seeds that take root in the fabric of the universe. It's through our consciousness and our conscious choice that we harness the boundless energy of creative intelligence. We direct it, as Ernest Holmes said, there's power for good in the universe and you can use it. We direct it with clarity and precision. The clarity and precision of a maestro leading a symphony. Remember, the universe is an ever-responsive, dynamic field of potentiality, echoing the sentiments of our hearts, our minds, manifesting our innermost desires and our thoughts into the physical realm itself. The law that we talk about, the law of mind, the law of cause and effect, is a universal principle. It's as consistent as the rising and setting of the sun. It operates unfailingly in our lives. It serves not as a punitive force, but as a faithful mirror, always reflecting the essence of our thinking, saying yes to us, saying yes to our thinking and our intentions. The law, impersonal in nature, does not discern between good and bad. It simply responds, molds, shapes according to what we put out. So now let us anchor these insights with a beautiful affirmative prayer, and then we're going to turn it over so we can hear all your comments, all your good news, all your demonstrations. So here's our declaration of unity with this infinite intelligence, our alignment with the flow of its abundant blessings, and our commitment to being the architects of our own experiences. I'll do it in the first person so you can just take it in. So we're centered in recognizing that spirit is all that there is, love is all that there is. I say, I recognize that I am immersed in infinite mind, a boundless, boundless sea of creative intelligence that permeates every aspect of the universe. This intelligence, this creative activity is the source of all of life. It's the wellspring of endless possibilities. I affirm now my oneness with this energy, this power, and I know that I am a unique expression of it, of its infinite creativity and love. And as an individualization of it, I hold within me the power to manifest, to create, to bring forth the highest good. I declare my intention to use the law of mind consciously. I choose thoughts and words that uplift, heal, and connect, inspire, knowing that they are the seeds from which my reality grows. I create my life with purpose and love. I'm filled with deep gratitude for the understanding that I am the playwright, the author of my own life. I give thanks for the infinite ways in which life responds to me, bringing forth experiences that reflect my highest and best. I release my word into the law, knowing it's done. I let go of any attachments to how my desires will manifest, trusting in the process of life. With faith and joy, I step forward into the unfolding story of my life, a tale of growth, fulfillment, and happiness. And so it is. Before I let you go, by embracing these truths and wielding the tools provided in our great teaching, we're not just navigating through life, we're actively co-creating, we're partnering, we are co-creating, and we're here to utilize our potential. We're here to live up to our highest potential. So we write our own scripts, we choose the paths, and most importantly, we illuminate the way for others to find their light within the darkness. So may this understanding embolden you, inspire you, and remind you of the power you have to manifest a life of joy, abundance, and purpose. So as we conclude today, let's carry forth this light into every corner of your world, shining it brightly. And so it is. I want to now turn the cameras over to you, and I'd love to hear from you what it's like being you, your demonstrations, because we're all students, we're all learning from one another. Thank you. See you on the other side of the break.